I'm Chelsea with Ascender Asana, and welcome to our Exploring Flexibility and Mobility series. So day one is all about exploring exercises to help increase flexibility of our hamstrings. This is a really tight muscle group that a lot of people struggle with, especially in yoga when there's a lot of forward folds and touching your toes and all of that fun stuff. So we're going to be just showing you a few exercises to help lengthen that muscle and get you a good stretch so you're a little more comfortable when you attend your next yoga class. So we're going to start out in kind of a lying down hamstring stretch. So you want to think about just laying on your back and have one leg down and long, and then bringing the other one up. And we want to try to get it at a 90-degree angle, but if that's not possible, that's totally okay. This is just what we want to work towards. And if you're more flexible, which obviously I'm not, you can kind of pull your leg in way more. If this is too uncomfortable for your bottom leg, you can always bend it as well, but we're really trying to straighten it as best as we can. But just know you can start here if you feel like your leg is just kind of like propping up and you can't quite get it fully down. So take your strap, if you have one. If not, then if you're able to just reach your toes or reach your leg, that's quite okay. But we're going to try to place our strap around our heel. We don't necessarily want to place it around our toes, because when we do that, and you pull down, you really feel it in the back of the knee and more in the calf muscle, and that's not what we're going for. That's kind of firing a lot of nerves. So we really want to put it more around our heel. And you just kind of place your hands wherever is most comfortable for you. And again, we want to get this leg about 90 degrees, so keep it nice and straight. And we just want to think about doing like a nice stretch, nice gentle pull forward, so pulling our toes over our head. And we don't want to be straining so much that it's just unbearably uncomfortable. We just want to get a nice passive stretch here. So ideally you want to hold this for about 2 minutes to get the most out of your stretch, but we're just going to, I'm not necessarily going to hold it for that amount today. This is just kind of help show you. So a lot of people have these hamstring problems, but they don't realize that your hamstrings are connecting up kind of towards your pelvis and towards your hip. So if you have tight hamstrings, that can be pulling on your pelvis, which can be causing you lower back pain, or it can even be associated with other problems in the body, such as headaches or knee pain. We just got to remember that everything's connected. So if you notice you have tight hamstrings, it might be causing other issues such as hip pain or other problems that you might not necessarily realize. So it's always good to just make sure you're going through some hamstring flexibility exercises on a regular basis. So as we're holding here, after that 2 minutes is up, I want you to think about firing your quads, so really engage those quads. So our muscles, every muscle has an antagonistic muscle, which means that we want to engage the antagonist to help release the agonist or our other muscle. So in this case, our hamstring is our agonist and our quad muscle is our antagonist. So we want to engage the quad to help release our hamstring. So actively fire up that quad, feel it engage and tighten, and see if it allows you to get just a little bit deeper into your hamstring stretch. And you can even saw your strap back and forth. A lot of times to help release your hamstring, we're just going to run our strap up and down kind of our heel and foot area like a seesaw pattern, and just see if you notice any opening up of the hamstrings. Maybe you'll notice it gets a little deeper. I can definitely feel it. can remove our strap. And we're going to grab our quads. So you want to think this is kind of more of an active stretch. We're not grabbing behind the knee because that's a little more sensitive and we don't have as much muscle there to protect like the nerves and everything that's going on back there. So I want to think about flexing our foot, so pulling those toes in towards our shin, and we're going to bend the knee and then just straighten it. You can really feel your hamstring engage when we do this. Just back and forth. Think about squeezing the quad if you want as you extend the leg. And remember to breathe as we do these. So inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. So this is more of an active stretch. If you want, you can hold at the top now, still keeping those toes flexed, and release your hands, and see if you can just do light pulses. So pulse your feet up and over your head if you can. So this is an active stretch. Good, and release. And back down. And then do that on the other side. All right, guys, so our next exercise is going to be more of a standing hamstring stretch. So just bring your right foot or right leg out, or whichever leg you want, out in front. Kind of give a slight bend in your back leg and kind of put your hands on your hips. So this is going to teach us how to anteriorly tilt the pelvis and hinge at our waist, leading with our abdomen and our abs to really get a nice long stretch in the hamstring. Because a lot of times in the forward folds that we do in yoga, we lead with by hinging at the hips. So we're going to, so this is posterior tilt of the pelvis and anterior tilt of the pelvis. And in normal yoga classes, I don't know if you can see my face, in normal yoga classes, we usually tell us to lengthen the tailbone down, giving us that more posterior tilt. But for this, we're going to anteriorly tilt the pelvis and hinge at the waist, keeping our foot nice and relaxed, everything relaxed, and kind of push the hips back as if you're coming into a seated posture, like you're about to sit down. And feel that length through the hamstrings. You can even practice what we did before, which is engaging the quads to see if you can find a little more release in the hamstring muscles. And remember to breathe while we do this. And then back up. And we'll do it again. Breathing through the posture, keeping our spine long, our front leg relaxed, engaging the quad, and then maybe releasing it just a bit. And then back up. And then you can repeat this. And then at the end, if you want, you can even hold this then for the 2 minutes that we talked about earlier. So this is another fun hamstring stretch. And then you would just repeat this on the other side. So the next exercise we're going to do is actually a myofascial release using these myofascial release balls. So what a lot of people don't realize is that connective tissue runs all the way from the soles of your feet up through the back body and all the way up to your head. So releasing one area of the body can actually release other areas. So to help release your hamstrings, you can kind of roll and massage the bottom of your foot. And because this is really massaging the connective tissue that runs along the back body. And when you do this, you're kind of releasing that muscle, helping to release other areas. So this just reiterates how everything in the body is connected to another. So you can focus on pressing your weight into your ball and then just Giving it a nice massage, rolling it around, whatever feels good. You may notice that our feet get neglected a lot, and you don't often think about your feet being connected with your hamstrings, but they definitely are. So just kind of play around a little with placing your weight on the ball in different areas, and just massaging the bottom of your foot. And then try to stretch your hamstrings again, and notice if you feel a little bit, like you can go a little bit deeper into the stretch. Thank you so much for joining me for day 1 of our Exploring Flexibility and Mobility series. I hope these exercises really helped open up your hamstrings and lengthen through the body, and just give you a few exercises to implement daily, basically, to help find a little more openness in the back body, that is your hamstrings. So, and get you a little more comfortable and a little bit closer to touching your toes if you can't already. So please join me for day 2 tomorrow, which is, we'll be focusing on our hips, and it'll be a fun time. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.